I told that old hag of yours to stay away from my wedding coming up soon. So can you make sure to tell her as well for me? Tell her that she will not be allowed into the wedding on the day of and that she needs to stay away from us so as not to cause any trouble.
What? When you say that old hag of mine, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about your mom being the old hag, and you should have known what I meant. Having her walk into my wedding all by herself with no partner walking beside her is just sad. So tell her to stay away. Simple as that. You are her daughter after all, so you should be fine with asking that of her for me.
Sandy? I'm sorry, but I have zero clue what you're talking about right now. Are you really telling me that you don't want my mom coming to my brother and your wedding?
I am telling you that. I shouldn't even have to be telling you this sort of stuff right now. You should already know that someone like her coming into my wedding would ruin the whole mood.
No, I don't know any good reason why her coming to your wedding would ruin the mood.
Why not? Being raised by a single mother is freaking embarrassing, right? And having her waltz into my wedding with nobody as her partner is so sad that I cannot allow it to happen when I'm about to show everyone my happiness. So tell her to stay away, please. Even your brother is embarrassed by her, so I'd like to keep her from coming in and ruining the whole wedding by making him and I beat red with anger and embarrassment. Just think about it with a level head and you can see why I'm asking this from you.
Why are you saying things like that? I actually respect my mom a lot for having to raise her kids all on her own. And the way you're talking about her so cruelly right now is making me a bit upset, so please stop that. I feel bad for my mom right now hearing things like this about her from you.
What? Are you an idiot as well then?
Excuse me?
You just have to put a little thought into it and you'd understand what I'm saying. If your mom comes to my wedding, she's going to ruin everybody's time. And if she begins to piss me off coming in as a single and depressing mother like that, then what do you think will happen to my wedding?
Well, stop trying to think that just by having my mom at your wedding, she'd ruin everyone's mood and end your wedding.
If she ends up coming in and giving the wedding a rotten atmosphere, your brother's going to be just as upset as I will be. Are you telling me that you want both me and your brother to be upset and embarrassed on our very special day?
Does this mean that my brother is 100% on board with having my mom stay away from the wedding?
Him and I are a married couple now. Anything I say about the two of us automatically makes him on board with it.
Well, if that's what you think, then fine. But I highly doubt that he'd be okay with what you're saying about our mom right now. Both he and I think highly of our mom and would never want to do anything to disrespect her.
You're the least helpful little sister. Well, whatever, I guess. We'll handle your mom on our own then.
And how are you going to handle my mom then?
Don't you dare go telling your brother anything about this, okay? And if you don't want our wedding to end up going up in flames, then you stay out of what happens next between us and your mom.
Well, now you're starting to get me worried about what you're planning on doing. I don't plan to say anything necessarily to my brother about this, but you're not going to do anything unwarranted to my mom, right?
We are getting very close to our long-awaited wedding and are both very nervous as well as excited for the day. So I ask you to please stay quiet about what I said. Allow your brother and I to have our moment in peace without getting in the way.
I still am a bit lost on what's all going on here with you, but I have no plans of getting in the way of your wedding. But can you make sure to talk all of this through with my brother as well before you ask to have my mom stay away from your wedding? Mom, have you gotten any messages from Sandy recently?
Well, she told me not to come to her wedding a little while ago.
So she actually did go ahead and tell you all of that straight then. I can't believe her. Well, you don't really have to worry about what she said to you, okay? I really do think that there's no way on earth that Kai would allow you to be told to stay away from his wedding with no good reasoning.
Well, I hope you're right.
Huh? Why do you say it like that?
Well, I'm just saying that what Sandy has said about Kai agreeing with her might be correct. I'm sure to him he has no real use for me anymore as his mother, and if anything, I'm just an embarrassment to him now.
Why are you saying all of that stuff about yourself and him? There's just no way that he'd think of you that way now.
Well, I heard all of this from Kai himself.
What? You heard this from Kai himself?
He told me that after what he's been told by Sandy, it's probably best that I really don't come to their wedding. And then after that, he ended our conversation by telling me to just not come. And ever since then, I haven't heard anything from him, no matter how many times I try to call and text him.
What the heck? What is wrong with Kai? Does he not see how rude he's being to you right now? I'll go and talk with him then.
Please stop trying to talk any sense into those two for me, okay?
Why should I stop trying, though? There has to be something going on between Kai and Sandy that we don't know about, because there is just no way he'd actually mean something as cruel as that. I bet you she's trying to brainwash him right now, and that his response to you wasn't his own.
And I'm sure that there's some reason for Kai telling me not to come, but we can't go around trying to force ourselves into those two's decision. I will at least go out and try to help them prepare tomorrow, but if they really do not want me coming to the wedding or having anything to do with it, then I'm going to stop. It's my job as his mom to let him decide who comes and who doesn't come to his wedding.
All right, then. How about the both of us go tomorrow, then, to help them prepare? I want the both of us to hear the real reasoning behind their decision for having you stay away.
Hey, why did you and your mom come here? I thought I made myself very clear when I said that I didn't want your mom coming to my wedding. What the hell are you thinking coming into this place with your mom?
Well, I'm having a hard time believing that you actually had the nerve to tell my mom to stay away from this wedding.
Well, even if you've come here today, it's not going to help your guys' situation any. Your brother and I didn't prepare a seat for your mom here.
Huh? You actually overlooked preparing a seat for my mom? For Kai's mom?
That's exactly what I'm saying. And why would I have? I told you that she wasn't allowed in here, yet she chose to come anyway with you.
Even if you're my brother's fiancé, this is going way too far. Allow us to talk to him right now about all of this.
Right now, Kai is busy talking with other people at the moment and doesn't have time to waste with the two of you. That's the whole reason I'm being considerate of him and am giving up my time to handle his family ordeal. As I had said to you and your mom before, there is no seating for her. I'm going to have your mom kicked out of this wedding right now.
You are the worst, Sandy, saying things like that about my mom.
I'm in the right to be saying all of this about her. Having to be raised in a single-parent household is one of the most embarrassing things to happen to someone, and I don't want him to feel that embarrassment today. All your mom is doing by being here is causing problems, and I want her to go home.
Then the whole family is going to go home.
Huh?
I've had enough of this from you. My mom is done dealing with you, and so the two of us are going to do as you say and leave this wedding right now.
Huh? Hold on a second, Amber. Did I ever say that I want you going home from this wedding as well?
You don't have to say anything like that to me, because saying something like that to my amazing mom is enough to make me want to go. So if you still want her to leave this place, then I'm going to join her and see her home. And right now, we are talking with other members of the family about this as well as friends. Even my brother is saying that he's ready to go now after what you've said to my mom.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about when you say your brother says he will go home? Do you have any other brothers besides Kai that I've never been told about?
I do not. I only have one brother, and that would be Kai. And Kai is the one saying that he'll come home with us. The way you've been acting around us and speaking for him has been way too much for him to accept.
Now, you wait just a second. What are you actually saying right now? What? Are you telling me that you told Kai about all of this? That has to be a load of crap, right? I specifically told you to not tell him anything about this and that I'd handle things between us.
Well, I was finally able to talk with him in person, face to face. And when we started to talk to one another, I made sure to show him all the things you've been saying to our mom and I about not wanting her here.
Huh? You're showing our conversations to other people without asking for my permission first. What the hell happened to there being something called privacy in this world?
And what happened to the privacy that my brother deserves to have from you?
Huh?
You ended up taking his phone from him on multiple occasions and typing all sorts of replies to my mom using his phone, making her think that she was talking to him when it was really you. And in the end, you were the one that blocked her on his phone, right?
I'm not really sure what you're talking about right now, but...
Come on now, Sandy. This is not the time to be laughing about that. You have very much shocked my brother with the way you've acted.
And so what? Why the hell did you tell all of this to Kai now? I swear, I told you very clearly to not get in the way of your brother and my happiness, and that includes this wedding today.
You think I was actually going to listen to you after what you said to me about not wanting my mom at her son's wedding?
Huh?
The way you've been acting around everyone has been completely screwed up, and my brother needed to know about what you were doing. And right now, he's in complete shock over what you'd done.
Huh? What are you trying to say I did that would surprise him so much? What did you actually say to my man that would make him start to doubt me? Why, Amber? Why would you do all this useless crap on the most important day of Kai's in my life?
This is all happening because of how you played your cards, Sandy. You kept thinking that you had the right to talk horribly about my mom and say that she was causing the two of you embarrassment. But it's because of my mom that you were able to meet such an amazing man as Kai. Because she worked her butt off for us, making sure we turned out as good people. What the hell does it matter to you that we have no father? You have no right to talk about my family like you have been, Sandy. Even if you have a problem with her being a single mother, my brother and I are both so thankful that we were raised by someone as warm-hearted and thoughtful as her.
Who gives a crap about all of that? Right now, things are going downhill for me. If I'm not able to have this wedding with Kai today, what am I going to do? Where the hell has he run off to right now?
Do you even have the ability to listen to what I say to you? I said just a second ago that not only my mom and I, but also Kai have all given up on you and are done here.
What do you mean given up on me and are done here, though?
I'm saying that we cannot forgive you for the way you've talked to us and the way you've acted around Kai. And it seems that he feels the same way and doesn't want to deal with you as his partner anymore.
Hold on. I just heard that Kai is telling everyone here that the wedding is canceled and to pack things up to head home. That has to be a sick joke or something, right?
No, you know very well that he is not the kind of person to joke about something like that, especially when he was so happy to get married today. If he's going around telling everyone that right now, then it's truly happening.
But him and I really did plan on having our wedding today, Amber.
I know that. And everyone else expected you both to have a wedding today as well. But if all your family and friends, as well as the groom, leave the wedding, then there's no way you can carry on with it, right? Unless you're going to have a one-man wedding today.
Why the hell would you say something like that now? How would I ever be able to have a wedding by myself? Why is all this happening to me now? This is all your fault, you jerk!
Huh? This is all my fault now? Why would any of this be because of me, Sandy?
I told you to stay out of all of this and not to get in the way of anything regarding my wedding with Kai today. But since you went ahead and opened your mouth to your brother about what's going on, this all happened. I never actually thought you'd be stupid enough to tell Kai about what I'd said and done.
Huh? You still have no clue what's going on here then?
What do I have no clue about, Amber?
The only thing everyone thought could never happen is the way you acted towards me and my family. You literally took my brother's phone from him without asking and blocked my mom's number on there so that she couldn't try and talk to him anymore. Is that something normal people do to their in-laws?
Well, when you say it like that, you make it seem like I have done something wrong.
That's because you have done something wrong. Plenty of things, actually. I myself am having a very hard time understanding why, after all that's happened, you're still having a hard time understanding why you've been in the wrong. Tell me, why have you done all of this to my mom and want to kick her out of the wedding?
Well, that's because I just don't want her to be here today, and so I want her gone.
Well, that's not giving us a clear reason, though. I want to know why you don't want her here and want her to go home. If your reason for all that is because she's a single mother, then maybe you shouldn't be marrying my brother in the first place. What kind of balls do you have to think that using that as a reason would be a good idea?
Well, listen, if your mom is single and can't find another man to marry, then in the future, Kai and I will have to take care of her when she's old and useless. And since he's the oldest, you won't have to worry about your mom, and all the responsibilities surrounding her will fall on us, right? So I've been trying my hardest to have the two of us cut ties with her sooner rather than later. I just assumed that by forcing her to not come to this wedding, that'd be enough to end things between us.
So your reason for all of this is due to your overbearing selfishness? Well, if that's it, then I guess there's no helping you now. You can talk the rest of this through with my brother.
Wait a second, Amber. If you don't stick around and help me, then my wedding is going to fall apart and I'll lose Kai. You and we're supposed to become sisters, right? Let's you and I grow close to one another and fix all of this. After what's happened to me today, I'll even forget about what I thought regarding your mom and allow her to come watch her son and I get married. And then after that, we can all become one big family, right?
After all you've done to us, you expect something like that to work out for you? No matter how you try and spin things now, we are never going to be your family.
Please do not say things like that right now. You're the only person that can help me right now in getting your brother to come back to me. Right. How about you go ahead and tell him to come back to me, and then after that we can forget any of this ever happened.
How about this, Sandy? How about you just forget about there ever being a chance of you becoming my brother's wife? And then we can end all of this right now. I'm so glad you went crazy just before the wedding, so that we could all see your true colors before the knot was really tied. If you and him really did get married today, then my family's future would have been in real danger. I'm really relieved to see that I won't become your sister-in-law after all. You must really be in a corner right now thinking we can all forget about what you'd done, especially after what you did to my mom.
You really don't have to say things like that right now, Amber.
I believe it was you that really didn't have to say all of the things you said to my family before, but you did anyway. So what happens to you next has nothing to do with me, okay? You can go right along and talk with my brother about that and see where you'll end up.
I'm not even able to get a response from your mom now. I wonder if I can get any of them to come back here. I'm sure if they just listened to my reasoning behind all of this, they'd understand me.
The only reason for all this was you trying to save yourself from having to care for my family in the future. Well, look at that. You won't have to worry about us anymore because none of us plan to talk with you anymore.
But your mom is supposed to be a really kind person, right? She would never say goodbye to me forever over a simple mess up like this, right?
Well, my mom's saying that she could never see you becoming a part of her family after what happened today.
She said that? That considerate mom would say something like that about me?
Well, weren't you the one that had planned on throwing her away the moment you married my brother? Oh well, I guess. Seems like you're going to be the one getting thrown away now after everyone came around to understand your true intentions. My sincere condolences, Sandy. Really sucks that you were never able to have your special day today. But you are like the devil, so there was no reason for you to have a special day in the first place. Good luck with the next man you plan on roping in. Hopefully he has both a mom and a dad that he was raised by, so you don't have to go through a day like today ever again. In the end, the wedding that had been planned for that day was canceled almost immediately. And of course, the legal marriage that Sandy and Kai had with one another ended up going up in flames. And because of the embarrassment they were forced to endure regarding this event, both of Sandy's parents ended up leaving her to fend for herself and would later cut ties with her. Sandy was then left to pay all the cancellation fees for the wedding, as well as a settlement for what she'd done to Kai's mom. But because she didn't have the money for all of that, she tried to get Amber's help again. However, this time, Amber wasn't going to have any more of Sandy and blocked her within seconds, so that she'd never have to hear or see a word from her again. It really seems fair that after all Sandy had done to Kai's mother and sister, she'd end up with no wedding, no husband, and no parents. She did say she went through all that in order to not have to deal with a single mother-in-law in the future, but nobody's even sure if that was the true reasoning or if this was all done due to Sandy just being a crazy woman.
Hey, Eve. I wanted to check in about those materials that I asked you to have ready by tomorrow. I just wanted to make sure that you were actually going to be finished making them in time. I see they haven't been submitted and it's already so late.
Hello, Mr. Brown. Thank you for reaching out to me outside of work hours. I'm a little confused as to what you mean by those materials for tomorrow. I thought that you knew your daughter Hillary was in charge of them.
But I told her to go and ask her supervisors for help making them if it was going to be too difficult for her to do it on her own. Do you know that she's new to the company? Are you seriously going to pretend like it's okay to leave this work undone just because it was specifically assigned to you?
I'm sorry if there's been some kind of miscommunication, Mr. Brown, but I've been checking in with Hillary every step of the way she's been doing this. And every time I've asked her if she's making progress or needs help, she always told me that things are going well. It was only today, right as I was supposed to be clocking out, that she came up to my desk and told me that she actually wasn't going to have it done on time at all. And that's when she asked me to take care of it for her. That's why I'm still at the office this late at night.
So there you go. You admit that you were slacking off doing your duties as her supervisor and failed to assess actual progress being made. Honestly, I don't know why this company ever gives these kinds of roles to women. They always let their petty interpersonal drama get in the way of everything. And then you have the gall to try and put this all on an employee that you were supposed to be keeping an eye on?
Sir, are you really trying to pin all of this on me when I'm the one working hard to make sure this all gets finished before tomorrow?
It's obvious that you were being a bad supervisor and making Hillary feel uncomfortable coming to you with this matter. It's no wonder she waited until the last minute to ask for your help in finishing it up. You really need to think about the environment you're making for our employees.
Even if that was true, the fact of the matter is that Hillary didn't ask for my help in finishing it. She gave me what she had done and told me to do the rest for her. She told me she had plans that she couldn't miss and then left the office.
And now you're trying to pin this all on my daughter just because she had plans for tonight? Who knows how long she's had this on her agenda? Hillary is still young. Do you understand that? You shouldn't be wasting her youth with busy work. Besides, it's like you said, it was time to quit for the day, and there's no reason why my Hillary should ever have to work overtime. If you're not going to do your job in making sure she gets her work done during work hours, then of course it's all going to fall back on you.
Are you serious, Mr. Brown? I told you that I checked in with Hillary over and over again.
Well, clearly you were doing something wrong, or else none of this would have happened at all. Now quit trying to blame my daughter for your screw-ups. If my daughter asks you to finish her work for her, you just nod and say, "Yes, ma'am. I hope you're ready to spend all night at the office."
So you really aren't going to talk to your daughter about making sure this doesn't happen again? Do I understand that right?
She has a right as an employee to refuse to work past regular hours. And as her superior in the office, you need to quit abusing your power and recognize that right of hers. If she says no to more work at the end of the day, then obviously any work that was left undone under your watch would fall to you.
I really don't think that's the company policy. And anyways, it wasn't that she couldn't do the work, it's that she wasn't doing any work. Even though I was repeatedly reminding her to do so, not only that, but this isn't the only problem like this I've had with her.
Well, you really do have some nerve trying to pass off all of your failures onto your underlings. You're the more experienced employee, so this is on you to fix.
Okay, then I understand, but that being said, I do have one more thing to ask of you, sir. When we've gone out for company dinners, Hillary was paying for her share with the company's end of your party fund. Not only that, but she's been caught taking money from that fund to go out and eat by herself as well. This is a textbook case of embezzlement, and it really is a serious issue. So could you at least talk to her about that? Sir, are you really asking me to just overlook her stealing from the company?
You really are such a cheapskate, do you know that? Do you really think that we're not going to be able to have any kind of fun events around here if one person is taking money out of the fund to treat themselves to lunch now and then? We're going to be just fine. And you really need to stop trying to get Hillary in trouble for every little thing she does.
Sir, are you really asking me to just overlook her stealing from the company? Have you ever done something like this in your time here?
Why do you keep using those words? Stealing? Embezzling? It's nothing like that at all. Well, it's just certainly not those things.
I see. So then should I tell the rest of the staff to start paying for their own lunches with company money? Because it sounds to me like you're saying that's an acceptable thing to do.
You know that isn't okay. If that many people were taking from the fund, then higher-ups would surely notice. That's why my daughter and I are the only ones who can do that. Got it?
I really don't think that's true at all, and you really haven't made a convincing case for yourself.
Well, if you don't like it, then you can just quit your job. What do you think about that? Because if you're not going to listen to what your boss has to say, then we don't need you here. Don't you ever forget your place in this company.
I see. Well, okay, I suppose I understand the situation better now, at least. I'll finish the rest of Hillary's work before the end of the night. See you tomorrow, Mr. Brown. Hey there, Eve. I was looking over the work that you left on my desk last night, and this looks perfect. Thank you so much. Even my dad was saying what an amazing job you did with all of this. I know that I should have left all this work for you. But man, I really didn't think that a company would let me get away with doing something like that. You only got away with doing it because your dad got you your job in this department. But if you ever go and find another job, I really wouldn't recommend acting the way that you have been. For example, the day after I turned in your work for you, I also saw that you left a receipt for what appears to be a night of drinking and expensive food at a bar. What exactly do you want me to do with this? What do you mean, what do I want you to do with it? I used the company card to pay for it, so I want you to take it off our records. Well, this wasn't a work expense, so I guess what I'll do is create an invoice for you to pay back what you spent on the card. Oh, Eve, you really are just so funny. Do you know that? But now, this receipt is related to work. You see, I've had to drink more to keep up with the stress of this job, so therefore the company should be paying for my outings. I see. Well, as compelling as that is, that goes against company policy, so I'm afraid I can't make that happen. Oh, really? But I was talking to my dad, and he told me to just leave the receipt on your desk for you to take care of. So are you really going to pretend like you know more about how this company works than my dad? You do know that he's your boss, right? You really need to learn your place in this company, Eve. I appreciate your reminding me of that, but the thing is that your father doesn't have the right to make that call either. In fact, neither of you should be using company money for personal outings. Listen to me. You should know that I have a date with the CEO of this company, okay? So if things go well, then I am going to become the wife of the next CEO. That means that I'll be higher up than you could ever hope to be. I see. So you're basing this all off one date that you haven't had yet? Sometimes I wonder why I even bother with you at all. It's all part of my dad's plan to help us climb up this corporate ladder, and I'm his secret weapon. I see. Well, that's just quite creepy, but it also doesn't have anything to do with me or this. So you can have whatever love life you want, but while you're at work, you are expected to do your job and follow the company rules. Yeah, some unmarried old hag like you would try and go on a power trip with me, but don't be jealous just because I'm getting married and you're still single. You keep going on about separating the personal from the business, and yet here you are bullying me all day just because I have a love life and you don't. That is not what is going on here in the slightest. I am talking to you every day about the fact that you never do any work. You go out drinking on the company dime and you leave all your duties for me to take care of. Is that how you think you should be behaving at your age? You really just know how to push my buttons, don't you? I had no idea you were such a cruel, horrible woman. I'm sorry if you think I'm being mean, but someone needs to put their foot down and let you know that you can't act like this. You need to take responsibility for your job. I'll have you know that I am working my tail off. I work so hard every single day. All I want is a little break to recompose myself now and then, but you would rather I just work myself to death for this place. If you really can't handle the work being asked of you here, then maybe you should quit. Because everyone else here was hired for their qualifications and experience. You only got this job because your dad insisted that we hire you over much more qualified candidates. And since the day you started working here, I haven't seen you do your job once. And here I thought you were so much nicer, but I see that people only have value to you around here if they work and do whatever you say. Do you really think that's any way to treat people? Hillary, literally what are you talking about? This is a company where we have work that needs to get done in order to meet certain deadlines. If someone isn't doing their work, then they don't belong here. You're the one who doesn't belong here. Ugh, you've got me so stressed out. I really need a drink. Just leave me alone. Wait, what? Are you really just ending this conversation here? You better not be using company money on yourself.
Hey, when are you finally going to learn to quit pushing my limits, huh? Did you know that your bullying finally made my poor daughter break down into tears? I thought I told you to learn your place in this company.
My place in this company? My place in this company is as Hillary's supervisor, so if she doesn't do her work, I have a duty to speak to her about that. I really don't see how you can accuse me of doing anything wrong.
Well, you're taking this way too far. I'm going to see to it that you're fired for what you've done to my daughter. You should have listened to me when I warned you the first time, but now you're really going to pay for it.
And just what did I do that constitutes a fireable offense, huh? Because I haven't heard of any company ever choosing to defend an employee guilty of not working. I can't see how anyone would see my actions as incorrect.
Except for the fact that you're forgetting that I'm our boss. Now submit your letter of resignation to me, and let's just get this over with.
Okay then, I'll quit. But I won't be giving you my letter. I'll be handing it to my father.
Your father? What do you mean? Don't tell me that you meant to type the company president, but you had a slip and typed out father instead? That's worse than calling a teacher mom in school. I mean, even up to the very end, you just keep making mistakes.
That wasn't a mistake. Although it wouldn't matter whether I called him dad, father, or the company president, since they're all the same person.
Wait a second. What? Are you saying that your dad is the company president?
That's exactly what I'm saying, Mr. Brown, and he isn't one to take nepotism lightly. It's clear to anyone who hears the facts about what's been going on who is in the right and who is in the wrong. So I hope you're ready for what's in store for you next.
Wait, are you serious? I mean, I thought it was funny that you two share the same last name, but I thought it was just a coincidence. I mean, both your last names were Smith. I thought that was just a really common last name.
That's why I didn't even bother trying to hide my name. I figured that everyone would think the same way that you did. And so that's why I never told anyone who my real father was.
But I don't understand. Why would they hide something as important as that from me, your boss?
Because I really didn't think it was all that important, and because I don't like using my family to get what I want. I knew that if people knew who I was related to, that I would never be treated equally.
But I should have known who you were. I mean, had I known that you were the daughter of the CEO, then I would never treated you like this.
I see. So you're saying that the way you treat employees is all connected with how much influence they might have over your career? Because I'm afraid that I've already left my desk and was going to deliver my letter of resignation to the top floor.
No, wait, stop. You can't do that, please. I can't be responsible for firing the daughter of the CEO. Please, let's just forget all about this, okay? You don't have to talk to your dad at all. Let's just all get back to work and pretend that none of this ever happened.
I'm afraid that it's far too late to try and do any of that. Besides, what would getting back to work even mean in an office where you and your daughter treat this place like your personal playground?
What are you talking about? But I promise you that the two of us are going to really start doing our jobs from here on out. I'm so sorry if you were concerned at all about our performance, but I promise to have a talk to my daughter about these very serious issues.
Wow, you really about-faced so hard. I'm not sure whether I should be laughing or cringing at that. Who was the one who was just telling me that they would defend Hillary's slacking off?
You're right. That was wrong of me, and I realize that now. I've been too soft to my daughter, and I promise to have a very stern conversation with her. Just please don't go and talk to your father about any of this yet.
No, I really can't understand, and I am going to be talking to my dad. I have seriously had it with the two of you. You have broken so many rules and violated so many policies to just serve yourself and Hillary. Did you really think that I was just going to let you get away with all of this like it was nothing?
I hope you can understand. Please, I really had no idea whose daughter you were. If I did, then I would have never acted in the way that I did towards you. It's just that, well, you know, these companies have strict structures, and sometimes I need to enforce them on underlings like I was doing with you.
I wonder if you even realize the doublespeak that you engage in all of the time. Do you realize how many contradictions you're full of? Maybe if you actually showed any level of self-awareness, then I wouldn't feel the need to go through with this.
Please, I'm begging you not to talk to your dad about this. It will cost me my job.
Well, thankfully for you, my dad doesn't come back from a business trip until tomorrow. But he may have some words to exchange with you when he is back. Anyways, that's all I have to say on the matter. What could you possibly have to say to me now? Are you really going to pretend like you're sorry for what you did just because you got caught? Besides, after what you pulled, the police are going to get involved too.
But please, surely we can just forget about all this, right? I just lost my temper is all.
I don't care what excuse you have yourself. Letting you stay in this office any longer is putting all employees at risk. I mean, you were really trying to hurt me, I could tell. But I guess you thought that just because I'm a woman means that I would be weak, huh?
I just didn't expect you to be so strong.
Well, I've been doing judo ever since I was little. I throw men twice your size and triple your strengths on the mat like it's nothing. But the fact that you tried to ambush me in the parking lot, cover my mouth with your hand, you're nothing but a coward.
Please, I didn't think that he would be able to fight back. Just give me one more chance. I'll even work for free. Just please, don't go to the police about this.
It's far too late for any of that. I've already told my dad everything. You should have seen how angry he got, but don't worry, you're still allowed on company property for one more day. After all, my dad still wants to talk to you. So anyways, go to the top floor and have your conversation with him. And by the time you're finished cleaning out your desk, the police should be on the ground floor ready to pick you up. After I told my dad everything, including what Mr. Brown tried to do to me in the parking lot, he was furious. It was actually his own staff that had to hold him back from leaping at Mr. Brown and attacking him when he entered his office. After he caught his breath, my dad explained to Mr. Brown that he and his daughter were being let go and were also being sued by the company for embezzlement. Mr. Brown was also facing a lawsuit from me as well for his attempted assault. In the end, he owed so much in legal fees that he had to go deep into debt to pay it all back. My dad also made sure that he would never work in this town again through his connections and networks. I requested a restraining order against Mr. Brown and his daughter in case they ever tried to get revenge on me. After his firing, however, I was promoted to Mr. Brown's position as department chief. Since then, both productivity and employee satisfaction have been at their highest point in years.
Hey, Annie, why are you still living in my house? The nerve you must have to still be in a house that was never even yours, right? You're also living there with your mom, allowing her to take up space. Are you an idiot? You don't think that what you're doing is mean to Ian?
What? Is that you, Noah? What are you talking about right now? What do you mean by this house being your house?
You can't be serious right now, right? Who do you think the house you are living in right now belongs to? That house is my little brother's house. You went and brought your mother into that house and both began to squat there. Aren't you aware that you are trespassing on his property right now? I could call the police right now if I wanted to.
Huh? I'm not really sure what you're going on about right now. This house was my late husband's house, your younger brother's house. But after he had passed away, I was given it and am now living here with my mom. It was too big for me to live in alone, so I thought it would be kind of me to have her move in as well. Do you have a problem with me doing that?
That house is brand new, right?
It is. It is, in fact, brand new. And what are you trying to say about that?
There is a widow and her old mother living in a brand new house right now. Isn't that pretty dang funny to you? Even though that house is supposed to be mine.
I really don't get how this is funny to you or how this house is supposed to be yours. I'm pretty sure that this place is not your house. I was the only one on Ian's will when he passed away, making me his legal heir, and the lawyer even said that I'd be the one owning the house. Hence why my name is on it now.
What? Are you using all those difficult words to try and threaten me?
I don't get how any of those words were difficult for you to understand. And no, I was not trying to threaten you. I'm just trying to give you the facts as for why this place is now mine and I'm legally allowed to live here.
The only truth here is that you went and took over my little brother's house. The funeral is well over with now. So could you please get out of there now?
What? Are you really asking for my mom and I to leave our house now?
I sure am. Ian is no longer around to have that house. And that now means that you have no right to live in that house anymore. Inside my head, all I'm wondering is why you think you can still squat there. So would you please hurry up and leave my house? If you guys don't, then we won't be able to move into there, right?
What? Does that mean you want to move into this house? With your whole entire family?
That's what I've been trying to say here. Ian would be much more happy with us living there now. So please, get the heck out of there now because I'm moving in with my family.
What? Does this mean that your husband is okay with the choice you're making?
Huh? Well, of course he's okay with us moving into that house. Anyone would love to move houses when they are being given a brand new house to move into, right? Especially since it's a house my little brother went and built. That means I have the right to live there now.
But...
No buts. I'm tired of listening to all your excuses about the will said this and how the lawyer said that. I want you out of that house right now. And make sure you take that old hag of a mother with you.
The fact that you'd say that about my mom makes you a real dick. Please be more careful of how you say things to others.
I don't care. Now get out of the house. I want you out of there by tomorrow. We want to move in there as soon as possible. And as far as the talks have gone, we'll be moving into that house next week. So you need to get lost, all right? You unpleasant to look at mother-daughter couple.
I'll talk with my mom about this. Mom, right now Ian's older sister is saying that she wants to live in this house. I know that us having to move out of here suddenly would be really difficult on you, so what should we do here?
Annie, what are you talking about? There has never been a better chance, right?
I should have known you'd think the same thing, Mom. But it doesn't seem like she really understands the state of things regarding the house and all that.
That older sister of Ian's? Nora, is it? I've always had a really bad feeling about the way she acts towards others. And from what I've seen and heard, she tends to treat you the worst, right? I don't think you need to waste your time worrying about trash like her, all right?
You've heard a lot about what happened before then, huh? You're right, though, about her and the fact that she's really put herself on my evil list.
Then, who really cares what happens to her? If she's wanting to take this house off her hands, go ahead and let her have it for all I care. You never really wanted to live in a place like this from the start, right?
Well, that is very true. But, Mom, you moved into this house for me after Ian passed away. Having to move once again is to be hard on you, right? I feel bad about it.
When it comes to that, don't worry about me one bit. Actually, I've been expecting something like this to happen for a while now.
What? You've been expecting this to happen? What do you mean?
In other words, I have a plan for what we're going to do now once we move out of here. Everything is going to be all right, I promise. So go ahead and hand this place over to Nora, and let's go.
All right, I'll do it then. I can't wait to see what you've had up your sleeve. Nora, I just went and chatted with my mom about this. We have decided to move out of this house for you.
Of course you decided to do that. That was the only option you both ever had to begin with.
But are you really okay with taking this house and everything?
Huh? Why would you say it like that?
I'm wanting to make sure you're okay with having your name on this house now. When that happens, you and the house will have nothing to do with my mom and I anymore, right? Will you be okay with something like that? I mean, Ian is gone now. Honestly, that means that once we're moved out of here, you'll be nothing more than a stranger to us again. So please, leave us alone after the move. I don't really want to see or hear from you again.
I knew you'd find a way to be freaking rude about this. But don't worry your little socks off, because I completely agree with what you want and will leave you alone after. I never want to see your sad excuse for a face again, so of course I'm not going to talk or see you anymore.
That's what I expected you to say. Then it's a deal.
You have always been such a freaking weirdo, you.
A weirdo? Why's that?
Well, let me tell you why. You've been living in a house that isn't even yours anymore, along with your old mother. Why?
Well, there were a lot of things that went into it, and after Ian passed, the house was given to me and my name was placed on it.
I don't want to listen to your dang excuses anymore.
Then why did you...
I can't believe you do something so audacious as living in that house after my brother died and his funeral was over with. That's the house my little brother had built, so it's mine. Now get the hell out of there, you dirty parasites.
All right, we're going then.
I want you out of there by the end of today.
By the end of today will be a little hard for us to manage, but we'll make sure to be gone before next week. I have to make sure that things like the house itself are transferred to you before I go. You are fine with your name being on the house and all of the legal documents being filled out correctly, right? If I were to leave the house now and do all the paperwork for it later, that would take more time and be a pain in the butt for the both of us. You don't want things to be a pain in the butt for you, right?
Well, now that you mention it, I'd really hate that. All right then, I'll give you a few days to get yourselves out of there. But the moment the house has been placed under my name, I want you guys gone. Don't even think about squatting in that house a day longer than I'm allowing.
Neither my mom or I plan on doing that, so please calm down. Once everything's been taken care of, we'll be out of here and out of your hair. I want you guys to be able to move into this house as soon as possible.
I don't really like the way you said that to me. But it doesn't matter. Hurry up and change the name on that house, and then get the heck out, you trespassers.
Understood. Now, please, wait for me to finish up all the paperwork.
Answer your dang phone already. Why do you keep ignoring me like you don't know who this is? I have been calling you over and over and over, so you'll answer.
I have nothing to talk with you about over the phone, and that's why I've been ignoring you. Do you need something from me?
Of course I have something I need from you. Why else would I have spent so much time calling you like that? Well, who cares? At least you're finally going to talk to me. I had a look at all the paperwork referring to the loan on this house, all right?
You did? Just now?
Moving into this place took a lot longer than I was planning, and we were busy. So what the heck is up with this number? What kind of joke is this supposed to be?
What kind of a joke? There is no joke, okay?
Then how do you explain the price of this loan being so gosh dang high for this house? There's no way a house like this could have cost so much. Who the heck would even be able to pay off that much of the loan each and every month? What kind of BS is this? I'm being harassed right now, aren't I?
Nothing about that loan and that number are there to harass you. I made sure when handing over the house to you that you got all the paperwork on everything regarding it. But you never read any of those papers before signing, so all of that is on you now. I mean, you'd been wanting a brand new house forever, but your husband was never able to give you one, right? With that company he only just got started and hasn't really made any money with yet, there was no way for him to get a mortgage, and so you chose the hard way of doing things, right? Forcing my mom and I to leave the brand new house of your deceased little brother, and that's what ended up happening. You have the house that you've been wanting now, right? Why aren't you more happy about that? That's a brand new house for all of you.
But what I'm saying is that I cannot pay off a loan of this caliber. This has to be some kind of screwed up joke that you're pulling on me right now, right?
Nothing about you taking that house from me was a joke, Nora. And that number is the cost of having a brand new house built in this day and age. That's actually why both my mom and I are thankful for what you'd done.
Thankful for what I've done? What do you mean by that?
To be honest, I was never going to be able to pay off that whole mortgage all by myself after Ian passed away. I had to ask for my mom to step in and help me out with it. My dad, who's also gone now, happened to have a lot of money he left with my mom.
What?
But because Ian went and got that massive loan or whatever without talking to me first, my mom and I had to suffer in order to try paying it off. It's not like we could have said no to the lawyer when he told me to take the house. And when we tried selling the house, we were told we had to have a portion of the mortgage paid off before doing so, or else we'd be penalized. It just wouldn't have been worth it to sell. So as a last resort, my mom sold her house and moved into that one to live with me.
What the heck? I never heard anything about that story before.
I know. You never asked me about it before, so I never had a reason to tell you.
Wait. Even if I didn't ask, the normal thing to do was tell me about it. Now you've left me in this massive pile of trouble. So what you're saying is you had your mother helping you pay for this place?
Well, to put it simply, that's right. And when Ian was still around, she was helping us with the money. Ian really sucked at controlling his spending and would burn through money on the most ridiculous things sometimes. He really caused some trouble for my mom back then.
What? I assumed that Ian had saved up a lot of money, and that's how he was able to afford such a loan and get a brand new house. That is completely different from what I thought.
And whatever you were assuming really isn't my problem now, is it? You can go about thinking whatever you want to and assuming what you want to, but it does not change the fact that you and I were never that close. You never wanted to be close, and that's totally fine with me now. Which is kind of why I never told you anything about your brother, because we were simply not close.
I mean, I guess it makes some sense. But come on, this amount of money on a house like this is insane. Had you at least warned me before this?
And that is the reason why I let you have all the paperwork to the house to read through before signing, right? The fact that you did not choose to read over everything carefully is your own fault. Talking to a complete stranger about your problems is kind of rude, right? If you have anything else to complain about, go to Ian's grave and complain to him there. The only downside is he won't have anything to say back to you.
My little brother only just died a few months ago, and I'm still having to deal with that sadness. Yet this has to happen to me now? This is all screwed up big time. Having to pay this kind of money for months to come, it's...
I hope you're not about to ask me to start paying off that loan from you right now. I already was forced to endure the pain of having been cheated on him before and will not be forced to bear any more. Sure, I would have had to before when I was living there, but then you came along after his funeral and started talking crap to me. Talking crap about my mom as well and asking for us to give you our house. I was really happy when you did that because I wouldn't have to deal with any more of Ian's BS anymore. Finally. So when it comes to that loan being too much for you to handle, don't come back to me complaining. You passed grade school and learned how to read, so start blaming yourself for not doing something basic and take that loan like a punch to the face.
This is my fault. I'm sure that it partially is, but I really cannot pay all of this off, so would you be able to step in for me?
Tell me, Nora, have you always been completely brain dead?
But I cannot pay this kind of money right now. And I can't go telling my husband about this. This number... I don't want to know what he'd have to say to me if I told him.
Well, he's going to have to learn about it eventually, right? This was the outcome of the choices you made, so deal with it, please, like all of us adults do. And cut it out with that petty crap of asking me to pay now. Not happening. You know now that my mom and I are strangers to all of your problems, right?
But you were able to pay for last month's bills, right? If we were even able to pay for a month in this place, we'd go under. You don't think that you could do me a favor here?
Nora, that is the most bullcrap favor I have been ever asked to do. Both my mom and I do not care about your problems. You were the one that wanted that house and allowed for your name to be put on it, right? You guys figure out how to pay for it yourselves, please.
Annie, you were once Ian's wife, right? Do you not feel anything for Ian's older sister now?
Oh, so now you want to talk about this, do you? Those feelings of being in-laws were flushed down the toilet years ago, by you as a matter of fact. That is why you messaging me like this needs to come to an end. It's a waste of your time and a waste of mine. Figure something out yourself, please. That right there is the fruit of all your hard labor.
Annie, are things all right with you? I'm sure she was just in shock over the cost of having to pay off that mortgage, right?
She was, because she only learned about that today. And I'm shocked that it's been weeks now since then, and she only just got around to learning just how much a brand new house costs.
Well, considering what she was asking for, you would have thought she would have read into what came with that house sooner. I bet her husband is just as shocked as she is now, right?
From what she said, she hasn't even told her husband yet. She just came to me to ask that you and I pay off the loan.
Well, the name on that house is hers now, so there is no reason for us to get involved with that anymore. You made the right choice getting a lawyer involved when you did. They were able to help us cut all ties to that house, and now we're free from it.
Yeah, but that was partially due to you too, Mom. I never knew that you had been renting out your house that whole time instead of selling it. That allowed you to move into my place with me for a bit without having to throw away some of your things, and you were making a passive income off of it. You really are a smart woman, Mom.
I was doing that because although the mortgage for Ian's house was large, I didn't need as much money to support the both of you right away. I really did think about selling the house at first, but considering I have a lot of memories with your father in that house, renting out the house would get me the money you needed, while also allowing me to keep the place while a good family lived there. And since the house is in a good location, I have never had a day where there wasn't someone wanting to rent for a week or two.
Thankfully, because of that, we had the money to move into a new apartment that won't bleed us dry of all our money now. We have to be thankful for that, right?
I never ever thought that your father was going to die so soon, and that soon after your husband would follow. At least you and I are able to live together now, and can rely on one another for the love and care we need. Just make sure to ask me for whatever you need, okay?
As long as you and I are together, I won't need to ask anything more from you, Mom. Having you around keeps my life from becoming dark and lonely. Also, before Ian passed away, I was actually considering divorcing the man.
I should have known that. I guess I kinda did, but was a little bit worried about getting carried away with my thoughts.
Wait, you were thinking the same thing? I guess I really can't hide much from you, can I?
I've been your parent for over 30 years now, so of course I'd be able to tell what's going on with you and your husband. But I just never wanted to truly accept that you'd get divorced. And speaking of that divorce, you never were able to go through with it because of his early passing, right? I'm still a bit worried about how you're feeling now because of that.
Sorry for making you worry, Mom. But thank you. Because of you, I'd been trying my hardest to get through all of this. In return for that, I'm going to work even harder at my job and bring in enough money to be able to support you.
I don't need you doing that for me. I just want you to focus on your own life, please. You're only in your 30s after all. You are still far too young to be throwing your life away for someone else's. Do whatever you want to do with your life, okay?
All right, I can do that. I won't start focusing on my own life completely just yet, but soon after I've gotten used to putting a lot more time into my career, I'll get to it. Honestly, I'm just so relieved right now to have that massive burden of a house mortgage off my back. I like to think that was more than enough luck for me.
Very true. You really came out on top this time for sure.
Thank you, Mom. Mom, I'm serious when I say that I really appreciate you. You just keep on being rude, Nora. What is it that you want to tell me this time? I don't think you should have any need for me anymore, but...
Annie, I am so sorry for all the things I've done to you up until now. I'm asking you to please rethink our relationship with one another.
Come on. Rethink our relationship with one another? What are you going on about right now? You and I should not be talking to one another anymore now, right? So what has happened to you this time?
My husband left me. He told me he can't afford this place before he left. I knew he was going to be pissed off when I told him. He told me that the only reason he moved into this place is because I told him I got it for cheap. And now he's so pissed at me that he won't even answer my calls anymore. What should I be doing now?
Ugh, I think what your husband did was the right choice. And bringing all of that up with me is a waste of the both of our time now.
I've learned my lesson. I was thinking a lot about why I said all of those things to you before that were so mean and unreasonable. And that's why now I want you to come back here and live with me. Of course your mom can come along with you. You and I were family, right?
I have never lived with you before in my life, and I have no plans of ever doing that. We're not even family anymore as far as I'm aware. Is there any reason at all as for why you're texting me all of that right now?
No way. You've just cut me out that easily. Don't you feel mean for doing that?
I'm just telling you the truth. I think it's a very good thing that you finally learned your lesson, though. You were supposed to learn your lesson after something like that, after all. But you now trying to wrap me back into your problems is really troubling for me. I already had to deal with being stabbed in the back by your little brother and then having to clean up his mess after he left this world, making me more like his housekeeper than his wife. If you don't want to do the same things he did to me, then as an older sister, you need to clean up your act and leave me alone. You're not wrong when you say that that house was built by Ian.
Annie! You are right. But what? What am I going to do from now on? I've already been abandoned by both of my parents.
You are still pretty young yourself, so find a way to turn that life of yours around. But don't waste your time trying to get me back. Use it to change yourself in the best way possible so that you still have a chance at a better life. Your best option is to sell that house entirely, pay the penalty, and then use whatever money you have left to start over. Well, that's if you have the money to pay that penalty, of course. Just do your best to figure something out. I'm in the same place you are right now, and I'm giving my all to turn things around.
Annie, I am really embarrassed right now. I am really sorry for all the things I've done.
Stop it with those apologies, please. Let's you and I do our best. You and I are both still young, and I believe that we can make new lives for ourselves after everything that's happened. Goodbye forever now, Nora. After that, I started to head back to work a lot more often again, and after a few months of really putting in some good effort, I received a promotion and was able to start making some real money. With that, I would have to be working a lot more every week, but had enough money now where I could support my mom financially and allow for us to no longer have to rent out my mom's house. She would stop putting the place up for rent, and once we felt we had the time to, we started to prepare all the things in our apartment for the move back into that house, so my mom could be back with all her memories of my dad. Luckily, her house is closer to my workplace, so it's really a win-win for the both of us, and I really look forward to what new memories the both of us will be able to make here. I'm not sure what really happened with Nora after that day, but I never got any more calls or texts from her, and after seeing that the house she was in went up for sale, I could see that she too was trying her hardest. I'm going to assume that means she's gone out to find herself a job as well and is working towards getting a new place of her own to live in after that house is sold. I never really heard anything about what happened with her husband, though, after he walked out on her. But the way I think things would have gone, the man probably divorced her. Ian always made it sound like he was a pretty stingy and strict man when it came to Nora, so I'm sure that having been lured into moving into a house that was not anywhere close to cheap, any trust that he had in Nora was lost right then and there. I'm sure that losing him is going to really hurt her quite a lot. But it is a good learning point for her, and considering that she's still in her 30s as well, she'll have a chance of finding a new man and starting a new family with him. As for the relationship between her and I, or lack thereof, we should never have to see or talk to one another again, but I do think that the both of us will start having better lives now after what's happened. I just hope she wasn't lying when she said she learned her lesson, because that really was her last chance to turn everything around. Old woman, I think I'm going to be cutting ties to you now.
Huh? What are you going on about now? Did something happen to you, Hope?
This isn't about what's happened to me, Mom. This is about keeping things from ever having to happen. And that's why I no longer want anything to do with you. I'm going to get married, so I have a new life coming to me.
Oh, is that right? Congratulations, Hope. It makes me so happy inside to hear that my own little baby is finally going to be getting married. That's just so wonderful for you, as the man you're with right now seems like a true gentleman. So I can see you both being really happy with one another forever.
Well, all he really is a nice man that happens to have a lot of money to his name.
Huh?
His looks aren't all that good, so I'd have to say that he'd be a 4 out of 10 if not for that wealth. But because of all that money I've seen on him, he's a 10 out of 10. So that's why, after we have our wedding, I can give up on having to work any lousy jobs anymore and be a stay-at-home wife. I'll have the most relaxing life ever being his housewife. I'm so glad to see that I won't have to walk the same path that my poor and depressing mom has had to go down.
Wait, what you said just then is a bit too rude, right? That just made me feel a little sad inside, Hope. I've been doing a wonderful job as a mother, raising both you and your older brother without a man to help me out. So are you trying to say to me that you don't feel any kind of thanks towards what I've done for you?
Thanks towards you, huh? All I've been thinking about is how I'm finally going to have the chance to cut ties to my low-life mother. I don't feel any form of thanks, and all I want to feel is the loss of my mother. I'm not even able to rely on you for anything anymore, and that means I don't want you asking me for anything.
Are you actually being serious about cutting ties to me? You think that just because you're going to be married, you can just cut off your own mom? Or are you really trying to say that you don't give a crap about me as your mom?
You already know the answer to those questions. I really don't care for you at all, and I just can't stand being around you anymore. All you're doing by being my mother now is staining my image.
I can understand you forgetting a lot of the sacrifices I've had to make birthing and raising you when you were younger. But you saying all these really hurtful things to me now when you're supposed to be acting like an adult is just heart-wrenching.
I never needed you to sacrifice anything for me back then, Mom. By the way, you're getting into your 50s now, yet you're still working as a traffic conductor? Aren't you embarrassed to be standing on the streets all day working at your age? It even makes me feel embarrassed knowing that you're out there doing such a sickening job at your age.
I don't feel any kind of embarrassment from what I do. I actually happen to really enjoy the job and am confident in it. I get that there are times where the work can be tough for me considering I'm getting old, but I still find it a good job. I put my all into this work, and I don't want to be called a lowlife for working a job like this.
That kind of thinking is so gross, and it's making me want to vomit even. I'll make it very clear to you right now that I don't want a lowlife woman like you coming to my wedding.
You don't even want me at your wedding? You're telling me that you're going to cut ties to me and that you don't want me at your wedding. Are you trying to make your own mother cry? Have you even had a chance to think about how your words might be hurting me?
I'm telling you that I can't deal with some traffic conductor or whatever you are showing up in my life anymore. I was lucky that my brother ended up showing me to one of his friends that then ended up being my soon-to-be husband. And now I'll be able to be treated well for the rest of my life. The man I'm marrying's parents run their own company. And right now, they are talking about giving the company to him soon, and that'll mean I get to be the wife of a CEO.
And I think that's very good news for you. But does that give you any reason to be talking poorly about me? I'm your mom after all, and I should be treated with way more respect than this.
I'm seen as being a perfect match for my man's family, and having someone like you still tied to me is just awful. I didn't even bother asking you to come and meet his parents when we all got together.
What? Has all of that already happened then?
It sure has, Mom. But we had no desire of you coming along to see them. And I mean, I'm going to be cutting ties to you anyway, so it's not like you really need to see them.
You have to stop talking about wanting to cut ties to me, okay? Why would anyone do that to their mother when nothing's ever happened to warrant such a choice? You think that just because your man has money and because you think I'm some kind of lost cause, you can cut ties to me? Don't you feel terrible saying such things to your mom?
I've been telling you how I feel about all of this pretty clearly, right? I don't even want a lowlife like you coming to my wedding to see us. And after the wedding, I'm cutting ties to you, and so is the rest of his family. You can go run off somewhere and live by yourself, you lost cause of an old traffic conductor.
If you're going to keep it up with all of those heartless phrases, then I think I'm going to reach my breaking point, Hope. So are you really telling me that this is what you're wanting to say to me?
You already know that I'm wanting to say all of this. I do not want anything to do with a lowlife old woman. And the moment that I marry and have my wedding, things between us will be over. So just stay away from my wedding, would you?
Are you really okay with this?
You're starting to get on my nerves here. How many more times are you going to ask me if I'm okay with what I've said? If an old hag like you, who doesn't even work a needed job, comes to my wedding, you'll embarrass us all. And beware that there won't even be a seat for you at our very luxurious wedding.
All right, then. I won't go.
And don't forget that after, we are going to be no more.
You're asking me to not come to your wedding, so don't even worry about me being around you anymore. But you're the one asking for us to cut ties, so I'll make sure of that. Hope, are you really certain about this? You're fine with losing me as your mom?
I have told you already that of course I'm certain. I'll finally be able to live the life of my dreams now that you're no longer holding me back.
Well, that's just wonderful. Then you go right ahead and live that life you've always dreamed of. I can see you care about nothing regarding all the blood and sweat I've given for you. And so I'll do the same with you, and forget about you ever being my sweet little girl. This'll be horrible. Goodbye forever then, Hope. Make sure you never come back asking for my help, okay?
Who would ask you for anything? I should be saying that to you, you lowlife.
I recommend that from now on you don't call a stranger something like that, as it's not good manners. But it's not like you'll be talking to me anymore anyway, right? What do you want with me?
Mom! Are you able to come to the wedding right now?
I don't remember having a daughter named Hope in my family, so can you please tell me again what you want with me?
You don't have to keep acting like that anymore. Your daughter is in a bit of a tough spot right now, so can you come? Hurry up and get here, please. To my wedding.
Before you were telling me not to come to your wedding and that both you and I were no longer family, right? So I'm only doing as you've asked for me, and there shouldn't be any complaints about that, right?
I told you that you can forget about all of that now. I'm sorry that I happened to talk a little too much with you last time. But today is the day of my wedding, okay? You have to be here for your daughter's wedding.
Listen, Hope, you need to cut the crap right now. I no longer think of you as my daughter anymore, and that means I'm not going to go to your wedding. So now tell me why you're even bothering to text me in the first place right now.
The reason is that my husband's family is all upset with me right now because you never showed up to my wedding. I'm not sure why they would care at all about you being here or not, but they're telling me that if you don't come, they're not going to let the wedding happen.
And that would be right of them. A long while back, I was the one that saved your husband's father from a terrible car accident. And the only reason you're getting married to his son now is because of me. I was the one that thought his son would be a perfect match for what was my cute little daughter.
Huh? What are you going on about? What story is that? I heard that he was introduced to me by my brother.
I know that already. But we only said all of that so that you didn't feel like you were being forced to date him by your mother. We decided it was better to have your older brother say he was a friend of his in order to keep all of that under wraps for a while. You're the only one that's believed that this whole time, while everyone else knows that I was the one that recommended you to his son. Normally, they would have never let someone like you, who never had any accomplishments in or after school, or ever worked a proper job before, marry their son. But because I told them that you were a wonderful daughter and that you'd be just like me, a selfless and family-focused woman, they agreed to let their son meet you.
What? So you're telling me this is all because of you that I'm finally with someone who's going to marry me?
That's right, Hope. But I know that you won't ever believe what I'm saying here. And you probably can't even imagine something like this ever happening to you.
Well, I never knew about this before. Why didn't anyone tell me something like this happened?
You never really cared to listen to anything I've told you in the past 5 years, so why waste my time talking to you about it when someone else could? I knew you'd never listen, and that's why I just let you be.
Well, yeah, I probably wouldn't have ever listened to what you had to say about it. But it doesn't matter now. I understand what's happened. Now, can you come here and see us? I'm telling you, it's all right to come to my wedding now.
Why are you asking me that like everything's all fine and dandy now?
Huh?
You are no longer my child, and I'm not your mother. So it's not happening. I seriously never thought that my own daughter would be as bad as you. Someone that looks down on others for the work they do when you don't even have a proper job of your own. You were never this ruthless when you were a little girl, Hope. But you are just so screwed up now that I can't handle talking to you about anything anymore.
Hold on a second, Mom. Can you calm down a little? What the hell are you trying to say to me right now? Are you actually still upset with me after what happened a while ago?
It's not that I'm upset with you about it. Rather, I've just had enough of you and your selfish attitude. You act like a total witch who doesn't give a care in the world for anyone besides herself and will only want me around when she needs me. I've been the one to raise you for more than 20 years now, Hope. Yet you haven't shown me any ounce of gratitude for any of the effort I put into you. All you have to show for my effort now is saying you want to cut ties to me because you found yourself a man with lots of money. That is so messed up that I cannot even believe what I've heard from you still.
I'm sorry. I suppose I did go a little too far by saying that. But I never said any of that to you with the means of hurting you. I'm sorry that I got a little carried away and said some rude things.
It's too late now to apologize to me for any of that. I no longer want to think of you as a part of my family anymore. And after today, I promise you that I'm never going to have anything to do with you again.
What? Are you for real? Don't say such hurtful things like that to me. If you don't come and see my wedding, there will be no more wedding for us to be at. That will really make things bad for my situation.
Why do you think I care about your situation?
Well, because if your daughter is in a bad situation, you'll feel bad for me as well, right? So that's why you need to hurry up and get over here. You don't want for your daughter's wedding to be canceled because you didn't show, right?
I don't care what happens to your wedding, actually. And can you stop it with calling yourself my daughter and things like that? You are not my daughter and never have been.
What? You're going to be that mean to me now?
Who was the one that started all of this by being so mean to me? I forgot, but wasn't it you that's been a little witch to me for a long time now? At first I thought you were just having a couple of bad days, and that's why I never bothered to ask what was wrong. But even after graduating from high school, you've been very rude to me and given me the cold shoulder. And the fact that I still cared for you even after you turned 18 with no thanks in return was embarrassing for me. I really was a bad mother for doing that for you. But it's been because of me being a bad mother to you that you were able to get married to that man. This low-life mother of yours happened to save someone's life and in return give you a chance at having a husband.
Are you really that mad at me for calling you a lowlife? I get it, Mom, and I'm sorry that I said such a thing about you. How many more times do you want me to say I'm sorry for all of that? I never said any of that to put you in a bad mood or anything, okay?
Then why were you saying such hurtful things like that to me? My whole life I've gone on hearing all sorts of hurtful things from people. But what you were saying about me was the worst I've ever had the misfortune of hearing. But it's not like I care anymore about all of that because you're no longer my daughter.
I told you not to say that about me. I'm still your daughter, right? You shouldn't even be trying to ruin your own daughter's wedding right now because that's not what moms do. You get what I'm saying to you, right?
I have no idea what you keep going on about. And I don't care to understand. If you think you can be married to him without my help, then go ahead. But just know that I'm not there to help you anymore. I want to become a complete stranger to you now. And I've already moved back to my parents' house.
What? You moved back there?
So, that means if there is a chance that your husband does throw you out, you won't have anywhere to run home to. And don't forget that your brother is also upset with you.
He's mad at me now too?
He has no plans of coming to your wedding now either. And he doesn't plan to hang out with you anymore, the same as me.
So not only are you mad at me, but he is as well? I never even did anything that bad besides say a few rude words, right?
You might think that what you did doesn't mean much to anyone, but you ended up doing something that will end up even hurting those that are strangers to you. Now, if you understand what I've meant, can you please leave me alone?
I do understand you, Mom, and right now I feel so sorry for what I've done and want to fix all of this. So can you please come here and help my wedding get moving? Please, Mom. I know that I screwed up by saying what I said to you, and I promise that I'll never call you a lowlife or anything close to that ever again.
It's too late for that hope. If you've really learned that what you've done is wrong, then use your new understanding to do better after all of this. I know that you don't have a family anymore, but I'm sure there will be someone in your future willing to be around you, as long as you have learned from this.
What? Are you really planning on just disowning your own daughter like this?
How many times are you going to ask me if I'm being serious about this? You were the one that asked for this, so you should be thrilled that I'm gone now. So leave me alone, please. I told you never to ask me for anything, right? Goodbye forever now. It would be a miracle if your wedding was still to happen after this.
In the end, the wedding that Hope was supposed to have with her husband was canceled, and that completely sent her into a deep depression. And following that, her marriage fell apart as well with her husband, and she lost the right to ever go into his house. Not only did she lose her husband, but her brother and her mother as well. And that left Hope with very little hope in the end. Her mom did as she had asked and cut ties to Hope completely, and then went and apologized to the family of the groom. And as a gift of good standing between the two families, they ended up giving her a new job within their company, where she'd be able to retire in a few years with a nice package. So she ended up ending things with a lovely life, where she could feel safe living alone in her house. Where someone like Hope ended up losing all her family and was with nothing more than the clothes on her back in the open road. In other words, she's homeless and without money. It's safe to say that things you should never say to your family should definitely never be said to any strangers either. But Hope went against that, and this is her outcome.
Whitney, are you being serious right now? Hi. About what? Bryce isn't coming over to visit me this weekend. He's pretty busy recently. Violet also started to go to nursery school, so he picks her up sometimes. He didn't tell you? What? No. That's something more important than me. I have a feeling you said something about me that made him not want to see me, right? Why would I do that? Because you hate me. What? I never hated you. I have shown care and respect and even tried to make amends with you. You're the one that hates me. You ignore me and make hateful comments towards me. Also, you don't like me and Violet visiting with him. Yeah, because I don't want to waste my time getting to know you. Of course, I don't like it when you two visit with him because I don't remember inviting you guys. Also, since you gave birth to Violet, he hasn't come home that much anymore. Please don't tell me that you're making him do household chores and take care of her, wasting time on that. We equally do our job, and he is not wasting his time. He is doing everything willingly. Look, if you don't want us to visit, then that's fine. Violet and I are not going anymore. Great. Please don't come. Finally, I'm going to have some time alone with him. I have a question. Twice per month isn't enough for you? I think that's more than enough. I meet with my parents once every 4 months. Who cares about that? Of course twice per month is not enough. I want to see him every weekend, possibly every day, but can't because of you two. I've been telling you that he has been busy, and I think he wants to spend time with us on the weekends, so that's why he might not be visiting you. What? So are you saying that he's not allowed to spend time with me and at the house? That's not what I said. I said that since he is tired from working on weekdays, he probably wants to stay at his house because he feels comfortable. There's no way he feels comfortable there. He loves this house since he was little because he loves spending time with me. I understand the comfort of the place where you grew up, but you do realize that he's a grown adult. He wants to have some space from you. Have you ever discussed with him about this? No, I don't need to, because I know that he wants to spend more time with me than you. Leave us alone. That is so rude. Why? Because we're family. You said that on the day we got married. I think you're mistaking it for someone else because I never said that. I swear to God you said that to me. I was happy, but not anymore. So you didn't consider me as family from the beginning? Exactly. I hate you and Violet. Your attitude is really disgusting. Why do you hate us so much? You took my son. And I hate Violet because she looks just like you and not Bryce. Are you calling me ugly? Not really. Well, actually, yes. Talk shit about me as much as you want, but do not talk about my daughter because I love her. She's also your granddaughter. Are you serious? You crossed the line, so I'm done talking to you. Bye. I will talk to Bryce about this. Bryce, can you talk now?
Hey, Whitney. I'm at work, but I can text you. What happened?
Mom decided to argue with me again.
What, again? What is it this time?
She's pissed that you don't ever visit every weekend, and how it's my fault.
How so?
She said something like, I bet you told Bryce something that made him hate me. She also thinks that I'm making you do household chores and take care of Violet, so you waste your time and don't visit her.
What? Seriously? That's ridiculous! Did you tell her that I'm pretty busy with work?
Yeah, she said that she didn't believe you prioritized work and Violet over her.
I've already told her twice that I'm working on a big project and also that Violet has started to go to nursery school recently. But it seems like it's not getting through her head.
She wants you to visit her, so why don't you talk to her about that? Can you go next weekend?
What? No! I don't want to go! Because she makes me stay for like 6 hours, lecturing me on how I'm going to do and feel better by being single, help her clean, and play board games. It's torture!
Please? I'm tired of her yelling at me saying things like, I hate you and leave us alone. I'm pissed and want to say something, but since she's your mom, I can't say anything. Do I need to tolerate this? I'm afraid that I'm going to reach my breaking point someday and go crazy. I will literally do anything if you go.
She hates you that much? You have the patience of a saint. So it's rare for you to say something like that. Okay then, I'll go talk to her next weekend because I love you both. How about going out to eat Kobe beef? Just kidding. You don't need to do anything because she's rude to you. Just one thing though. I probably won't be able to go anywhere with you two that week, though.
Thank you so much. No, I'll treat you. I have no problem with that. We will just watch a movie at home or take her to the park close by. Talking to her is the most important thing, so yes, she hates me. I will show you screenshots of the conversation we just had.
I'm so sorry about this. I hope she didn't say anything terrible about Violet.
Well, she did say that she hates Violet because she looks like me and not you. She basically said that she's ugly.
What? Ugly? Seriously? She is not! You neither! She's the most beautiful girl! God, I'm so pissed! I'm going to call her when I finish with the documents, okay?
Please do, because she only listens to you.
Sure!
Thank you, Bryce. Sorry for texting you while you're working. I hope the project goes well.
No problem! This is something important. Plus, she pissed me off, but I can't just leave her because she's my mom! You know what I mean?
Of course. If I were you, I would still talk to her and meet her, even if I were pissed.
Thank you for understanding. Anyways, gotta go back to work.
Did you talk to Bryce? Oh, you again. Yeah, I did. He's going to call you in a little bit, I think. He wants to talk about stuff and said that he will visit you next weekend. What? Next weekend? Not this weekend? Oh, I forgot to tell you that we are going to an amusement park this weekend. Is this some kind of joke? No. We decided this 3 months ago when we already bought tickets and booked a hotel. So there is no way we are going to cancel it. So this trip is a lot more important than me. It's a memory, so yes it is. I'm pretty sure that Bryce will agree with me. Excuse me? You're too obsessed with him, you know. I think you're making him uncomfortable. No, I'm not. This is a mom and son bond. I'm pretty sure that he loves spending time with me more than you two. Mom and son bond? Where? You always check where he is by calling and texting constantly, showing up uninvited, and even spy on him sometimes. So what? I'm just worried about him. That's it. That is called stalking, and I think he's frustrated. It's not stalking. I'm just worried about him. That's it. You should be careful because stalking can ruin your guys' relationship. Anyways, he also said that he doesn't like spending time with you. Yeah, whatever. Stop lying. You just want to take him away from me, right? Of course not. I never thought about doing that. Why can't he spend time with me anymore then? He does. Just not as much as before, though. That's normal when people have a relationship with someone else. It doesn't mean he loves you less. But I love him more than you do. You don't deserve him. He is handsome, caring, smart, and generous. He's too good for you. I know that you're pissed, but he has the right to choose who he wants to be with. Okay, you know what? I'm wasting my time arguing with you and hate you so. I want you to divorce with him. You're the one that stated this, you know. Wait, why do I need to divorce him? You have a problem with me and hogging him. And it's pissing me off. That's the stupidest reason I ever heard in my life. Besides, it's his decision, and not yours. I will make him divorce you. Are you going to brainwash him or something? Sorry, but I don't think he will listen to you. Shut up. He will. You'll see. Okay, well, if he happens to hate you more, then I can't help you with it. Don't worry. That's not going to happen. Okay then, if that's what you think, then that's that. You should think about what to do after divorcing him. Oh, perfect timing. Incoming call from Bryce. I've got Violet. What? I'm keeping her in hostage. If you want to have her back, get divorced with Bryce. Okay? What? Hostage? You heard me. Get divorced with him right now. My life became miserable because of you. He was pissed at me and is not really responding right now. You stole the only thing that is important to me, so I did the same exact thing to you. Wait, let me collect my thoughts now. If you want her back, then divorce and bring him here, okay? I'm pretty sure he will be happy here, and we can live together again. Isn't he mad at you right now, though? It's okay, because we'll make up soon. I don't think that he will forgive you that easy. Plus, he seems happy with me now. What a bitch. Just listen to me, because I will do whatever to get my son back. If you decide not to show up, I will do something to her. Her? What are you talking about? Are you still collecting your thoughts now, or are you just plain stupid? Now do you know how I feel? Violet is home, so I don't know what you're talking about. What? Then who do I have? We just got back from grocery shopping. What were you talking about this whole time? A hostage? She's right in front of me now. You can talk to her if you want to. Stop lying. Violet is with me now. Should I send you a picture? Stop joking around. I'm not. Who's with you now? Did you mistake Violet for another kid? I think I did. This kid looks just like her, so that is the rudest thing to say, because that means you don't know your grandchild's face. You're a psycho. To bring home a kid you don't even know. I don't even know what to say to you right now. Oh my god. What should I do? Where did you find her anyways? At the park, where you usually let Violet play. Well, Violet is sick today, so we didn't go. What? Sick? Really? Why aren't you believing me? Do I need to explain it again? Okay, let me ask you a different question. Did you see me at the park today? No. See, that means we didn't go. I wouldn't let her go by herself even if she wasn't sick, because she's only 3. Anyways, you better return the kid to her mom. What you did is kidnapping. Kidnapping? Yes, it's a crime, you know. Thank God it wasn't Violet this time. But you were going to kidnap her, right? Also, did you know that threatening is a crime? Did you really have to do this to make me divorce Bryce? You're a disgusting person. Excuse me? Stop being overprotective and be independent. Yeah, whatever. Are you even going to apologize for this? I will, but can you not tell Bryce about this? That's going to be a problem for me. For you, right? Not for me. So I will talk to him about this. Did you really think that I wouldn't? Why don't you stop begging and go return the kid already? Her mom must be very worried. I will return the kid, if you promise not to talk about this to him. Are you an idiot? I already told him. What? Why? Oh, I just got a call from one of my mom's friends that her kid is missing, so it must be the kid you're with right now. What? I told her she can call the cops because I know that you have her. What the hell? Do you think you can do that to me? Yes, I can. Also, you're an idiot for kidnapping the wrong kid. No, I'm not. I just made a mistake. Hey, I will return the kid to your mom, friend. So, can you explain everything to her? Absolutely not. I will tell the cops everything instead. What? No, please don't. It's embarrassing. Sorry, but you deserve to be punished. I think this incident will spread throughout the neighbors, so I advise for you to move because you probably won't be able to go outside. It doesn't matter to me, though. You bitch. Say that as many times as you want, but nothing will change. Oh my god, I'm so screwed. Before you get arrested, just want to let you know that we will be moving. What? We don't want to do anything with you. Plus, it was pretty toxic living close to you, so we thought it was better to move. We will not tell you our new address, so don't even think about finding us. Okay? Bryce will still visit me, right? No, he won't. He said that he's done with you. Please tell him that I've never done this. I'm done if he leaves me. He's my life. It's too late now. You should regret everything you've done. Bye, bitch. Have a nice life. The kid was safely returned to my mom friend, and Bryce's mom was arrested by the cops. We moved to a different town and decided to forget about her, but she tried to reach out to us a few times without knowing we blocked her. I heard that she is now known as the crazy psycho lady, and everyone is keeping a distance from her, so she is now living a lonely life by herself. I hope she doesn't start looking for Bryce.
Hey, Aubrey, are you there right now? I was just wanting to confirm that you're actually going to be coming tomorrow. Because I think you already know very, very well that I have nothing to say to you at all.
Hello, Lisa. You don't need to worry about that at all, because the thing is that I'm not going to be headed there to talk to you.
Oh, that's right. You're just going to put on a happy little face for the family reunion, aren't you? And even though you haven't contributed anything to this family at all, you still think that you deserve to sit down with everyone for a nice family meal. Is that right? Honestly, I don't care what excuse you might have for yourself. You're worthless to me. You really are just the lowest of the low.
Contributed to the family. What are you even talking about, Lisa? What could you possibly mean by that?
Oh, come on. You know very well what I mean when I talk about contributing to the family. And what I'm saying is that you're not married, you hardly work at all, and you don't give any money to the family.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. So we're just rehashing this old conversation again, is that it? I thought we were past this.
I don't see how we could move past it when it's the reality. There's really nothing to be done about it, so why wouldn't I keep bringing it up like this?
But that's the thing, Lisa. None of what you've been sending to me is even true at all. I mean, do you really think that I barely work? I have a full-time job, thank you very much. Not only that, but if you're wondering about why I'm not giving my family any money, it's because no one has ever asked for any.
That is such a lie. I wonder if you even realize you're lying or if you're just living in a little fantasy world in your head. But I know that you're a little shut-in who barely leaves her home at all. After all, I hear it from your relatives and just about everyone who knows you. They tell me that you've always been like this, so you can lie to me all you want. I know that you're just a weirdo little shut-in.
No, look, I won't deny that if I had to describe myself in a certain way, I would probably say that I'm more on the shy side. But being shy doesn't mean that I don't have a job and that I don't work, you know.
You really just don't know anything at all. Of course, you being shy means that you wouldn't work as much as you pretend to. And I know that because if you really worked or knew what work was like, you would know how important communication is. And as for you, well, if you're not even willing to go out and meet new people and build trust with them, well, let's just say that someone like that is never going to succeed in life, and you'll certainly never ever get married if this is how you go about living.
Well, you know what, Lisa? That's just fine with me because I'm not in any big rush to get married in the first place.
Oh, come on. Why are you always trying to pretend and show off for me when I know that none of what you're saying is actually true? But what I do know that is true is the fact that you can't even have children, isn't that right? And that just proves how useless you really are to this family. You really should have tried to learn from me while you had the chance. I already produced 5 children for this family, so what do you think of that?
I really don't think that in this day and age, as women, we have to prove ourselves worthy to our families by having kids. But anyways, you know that I have a condition that makes it very difficult for me to have children. So I really don't appreciate you trying to rub the fact that you can have children in my face, okay?
I don't see what the big deal is. I'm only being honest about the situation. Don't tell me that you can't even face reality, because you know that you'll have to when we see each other tomorrow, right? I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh man, I still have no idea why my brother ended up with a woman like you.
Hello there, Aubrey dear. I just wanted to thank you so much for today. I know how busy you are, and anyways, I just wanted to let you know that you didn't have to come to this little gathering today if you didn't want to.
Wait, what? Mom, what are you talking about? Why wouldn't I want to be here with everyone?
I mean, especially you. I haven't seen you in forever, and I was really looking forward to getting to catch up after all this time.
I know, but well, you've already done so much, like when you agreed to do some of the cooking so that I wouldn't have to.
Oh, come on, Mom. You know I don't mind getting put to work in a little bit and things like this. Besides, I really enjoyed being in the kitchen with you. And if it meant that I got an excuse to get out of that crowded room every now and then and cool off, that's all the better.
Yes, I suppose you certainly are my daughter, given how shy we both are. Isn't that right? And I suppose that means that the both of us are quite bad at big gatherings like this. It can be so tricky how social you're expected to be.
You know, for these kind of family get-togethers, I'm not sure if it's that we're shy so much as there aren't many people that we even want to talk to in the first place.
Yes, I suppose for us that probably is more accurately the case. I mean, even your father, rest his soul, could barely stand to be around these people.
But wait a second, I remember hearing that you were the one that organized this whole thing to begin with.
Yes, well, that much is true. But the thing is that there is something that I wanted to tell everyone who I invited here, and since you really don't have much to do with what I want to say, I was worried about inviting you at all. But I assume that your brother Josh invited you to this? He told me that he told you about this.
Well, now I'm really curious about what this is all about. I mean, what could you have possibly wanted to gather our family for?
Oh, I don't think that we have to talk about all of that right now. In fact, I would love for you to tell me all about how your work is going right now.
Well, I'm still enjoying working for the company that I'm with right now, and I'm still able to keep a pretty high level of output. Thankfully, everyone else there in the office are just so kind and helpful. They're always giving me a hand.
Oh, I see. So then I take it to mean that you're still doing the same thing for that company as you were the last time that we spoke?
Yeah, of course. And yes, before you ask, my motivations for doing this kind of work are still largely the same.
You really are amazing. Do you know that? I just want you to know how proud of you that I am, and to think how nice we might have had it if it weren't for that woman.
That woman? Who are you talking about, Mom? What woman are you referring to?
Oh, sorry, did I actually type and send that? Forget I did that, please. Anyways, let's go out and eat for now. We can talk about all this later.
Okay, Mom. If you say so, then that's what we can do.
Aubrey, are you there? I'm sure that you've noticed what's been going on by now, haven't you? Or have you really not noticed at all that all your relatives are doing their best to avoid you? Of course, I can hardly blame them for wanting to avoid someone like you. After all, so many members of your family are so rich and defined, unlike you.
Oh, sorry, I guess I hadn't really noticed it all. Either that or it just really isn't bothering me.
You little brat! You really just have no shame at all, do you? Anyone with half a brain should be able to piece together by now that nobody wants to hang out with you because you're a little shut-in. And just what is this food? Did you actually make it? No wonder nobody is touching their plates at all. You really ruin everything you put your hands on, do you know that? I mean, honestly, what kind of woman is still single in her 40s? Oh, that's right. It's the kind of woman that doesn't know how to take care of house or even cook for her family. That's who.
I'm sorry, but are you just texting me because you want to insult me? Because if so, then I think that this conversation's over.
This conversation isn't over until I say that it's over, actually. And you really need to learn how to act. Don't you realize that you need to be doing more for your family? When are you finally going to wake up and realize just how selfishly you've been living this entire time, huh?
Seriously, are you done yet? Why do you always have to subject me to this? At the very least, if you're going to insult me, then why not find me and do it to my face? Why do you always have to hide behind the screen of your phone?
Oh, please. You think that you even deserve to have me tell you exactly what I think about you to your face? You're not even worth the effort. Besides, you should be grateful that I'm saying anything to you at all. After all, I'm only telling you what everyone else here is thinking. We're all laughing at what a complete and total loser you are.
But you don't have the guts to say any of those things to my face, do you? You're trying to talk down to me about what a weird little recluse I am when you don't even have the bravery to confront me in person. So how about you remember to point the finger at yourself when throwing around blame, okay?
Excuse me? Did you really just send me all those messages? Ugh, you really need a wake-up call. I mean, just who do you think you are to talk to me like that, huh? But I'll have you know that you're completely wrong. It's not that I can't say these things to your face. It's that I just don't think that you're worth the effort.
Oh, come on.
What have you even got to lose, Lisa? I mean, if my family really all hate me as much as you say they do, then coming up right to my face and telling me all the things that you've been thinking and texting me shouldn't be a problem, isn't that right?
You really just don't get this at all yet, do you? I'm not doing that because I don't want to completely humiliate you in front of your friends and family. Honestly, I'm quite nice when you think about it. You really should be on your knees thanking me and kissing the ground that I walk on.
Yeah, that's just not going to happen. Like, at all. Why would you even say something like that?
It's not going to happen? You think that it's going to happen? Well, who cares what some complete loser who is going to spend their entire life single thinks about what's going to happen?
Are you really just bringing up the fact that I'm single again? You really just have the same one or two comments to make about me, don't you?
Well, it's not my fault that you're such a freak that you can't even realize how ashamed you should be of yourself. I already told you that I've had 5 kids while you can't have any. You're nothing but a useless, barren old cow who nobody is ever going to love in 1,000,000 years. What were you saying about my daughter being able to have kids? You really have no idea what you're talking about at all. Wait, what? Irene, what is all this about? I don't understand what's happening. Oh, please, Lisa, don't try and play dumb with me. I'll have you know that I'm sitting right next to Aubrey and seeing all the horrible messages that you're sending her. And you really have got some nerve. I mean, you two are sisters-in-law. Even if you don't like her, there's no need to hide all your insults in text. But this whole thing is just so pathetic that I really just can't help but laugh at the whole thing. Hold on a second, you don't get it. This is all just one big misunderstanding. I wasn't trying to bully Aubrey or anything like that. This is all just a prank. I really thought that Aubrey would know that I was just joking around. I mean, I guess maybe if she wasn't such a recluse, then she would be better socialized and we wouldn't be running into this problem. I see. So you think that my daughter is so much of a shut-in that she doesn't even know how to have a normal human interaction anymore? You know, I had my suspicions about you, but I think that they are all finally confirmed. I'm telling the truth, though. You have to believe that I was only ever pulling a little prank on Aubrey. I wasn't serious about what I was planning at all. And besides, I really don't think that this concerns you at all, Irene. But if I really did upset your daughter, then I'll find her and apologize to her later, okay? Oh, yes, you will apologize. We're going to make sure of that. But there's actually something else that I've been dying to talk to you about. So do you think that you could come back here so that we could have a little chat? Yeah, of course. I'll come right back and you and I can chat. Excellent. Do hurry back, though. The rest of the family is all here, and I don't want you to keep us all waiting. Irene, I demand an explanation. What was that just then? You said that you wanted to talk to me about something, but what was all that about? I really don't understand what's got you so upset like this, Lisa. I mean, I was just sharing the details from the test that I had done. You think that you can just take out some papers with numbers on them and try to prove some kind of point? No, you can't do this to me. I won't buy it. I'm sorry, but I just can't understand why you're reacting this way to such little news. I mean, it's not like you didn't actually know the whole truth this entire time, isn't that right? You know that of all 5 of your children, that 2 of them didn't belong to my son at all. Of course I didn't know, and I have no idea what you're talking about anyways. These are all just baseless accusations that you're making against me. Do you really think that they're all that baseless, Lisa? Because I also know that for many years now, you've been cheating on my son. In fact, the man that you've been seeing behind my son's back even admitted to all of this. And while I'm sure that you thought you had all my family wrapped around your finger, I just wanted to make this evidence clear for us all to understand. But, I mean, you didn't actually have to do that in front of the entire family. That was so cruel, don't you see that? You tricked me into walking right into that. Yes, well, I could only let all of this anger and resentment sit inside me for so long. Not that I forgive you for anything now that this is all said and done. Don't you realize what you've done? Don't you realize the shocking blow that you've dealt to your whole family who trusts me and really liked me? Oh, don't worry, I'm not that upset about ruffling any of their feathers. The truth is that I don't really even like my family all that much. But I was just so shocked that none of them at all were able to pick up on the kind of person that you really are. And so I just wanted to make sure that they all realized just how they were being lied to, and I needed to think of a way to get that message across to everyone in one fell swoop. Even so, you've taken this way too far. You didn't have to go and do all of this. This isn't fair. I'm sorry, but I really don't think that you have any room to say what is and isn't fair when 2 of your kids are the product of an affair, and I'm sure that you have no idea just how crushed your husband is going to be. I don't get what the big deal is. Who cares who the father really is? Kids are kids. Can't we just accept that and move on? Oh, I am sure that Josh has always loved all 5 of your children equally and as if they were all his own. And I'm sure that even after the 2 of you get your divorce, that he will continue to care for all the children like his own. A divorce? What in the world are you talking about? Do you think that Josh is really ever going to want to divorce me? You really have no idea what you're talking about. You mean you really think that he won't want to divorce you? You lied to him about who his family was for years. And I mean, did you see the looks on all the faces of the family members gathered today? I think that your days as a happy member of this family are really numbered now. But wait, please, you have to know that I'm really deeply, truly sorry about all of this. I'm serious. I don't get why you're even bothering to apologize to me right now. I mean, Josh already figured out the truth about this, and he's been preparing for the divorce anyways. All he's doing now is looking for a new home where he can take all of the children to, and then he's going to serve you with the papers. No, you can't be serious. Please tell me that this isn't happening. Oh, and one more thing, Lisa. Please don't forget to apologize to my daughter Audrey as well. After all, you really hurt her with all of the horrible things that you were saying about her. In fact, it's better that you just own up to all the wrong that you've done to Aubrey and the rest of my family now before my family takes things into their own hands. Aubrey, are you there? I think that you and I need to have a serious discussion about some things. You see, well, the thing is, I am very, very sorry for always making fun of you and for saying mean things about you, and it wasn't right of me. So, once again, I'm sorry. I just want you to know that I've thought long and hard about what I did to you and reflected on my actions, and that I was not treating you how I should have been.
Hello, Lisa. Let me guess. You're only apologizing to me right now because my mom told you to do so. Is that right? Well, I'm terribly sorry to have to burst your little bubble, but the thing is that I'm not in a very forgiving mood towards you right now. In fact, if I had things my way, I wouldn't have anything to do with you at all.
Wait, no, it isn't like that, really. You have to believe me. You have to know how sorry I really am. I thought about what I did to you and the things that I said and all of it, and I'm really, really sorry.
No, you're not. You're just lying to me right now. You were always making fun of me in places where no one would ever know what you were doing. And that tells me that you were doing something that you knew that you shouldn't have this whole time. And I think that someone who does something like that they know is wrong for that long without apologizing isn't a good person.
But you've got it all wrong. I really have thought about what I did to you. I really am sorry. Please, Aubrey, you have to believe me when I say this to you.
I really don't have to do anything at all that you tell me to do, actually. So why don't you just go away and leave me alone, okay?
Look, I know that I called you useless and terrible and stupid and barren and unlovable and unwanted, but I just want you to know that no matter what anyone says, my 5 children are all mine. And in a world where you're hearing all the time about decreasing birth rates and how it's going to affect the future and the economy and society, well, doesn't it mean something that I've made 5 new people?
Here we go again with you and all of your kids. I think it's great that you're so proud of having had 5 kids. I really do. But I really don't see what that has to do with anything between you and I, or why that should mean I should forgive you.
I'm just saying that if you compare you to me, then surely we can see that I'm just the more valuable person to have in a family. I'm already married, and I have 5 kids. You aren't married, and you have 0 kids. So I just really can't understand why you can't just swallow your pride and forgive me when you and I both know that I am so much better than you are.
Hold on just a minute there. I think you've been working off the completely false assumption that I don't have any kids. I'm not married and that I barely do any work at all. So let me be the first person to correct you by saying that I'm actually managing my own company.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that? What do you mean you manage your own company? I don't understand. Is that true? That can't be right at all. You're nothing but a loser shut-in. There's no way at all that you could be managing your own company.
Well, yes. I know that you think I'm some kind of recluse who stays at home all day and barely ever steps out of the house. But the fact of the matter is that I actually do all of the work that I need to do from home, and that's why I'm there so often.
You really think that I'm going to believe that just because you're saying it to me? You don't have any proof at all of what you're saying. If you really manage your own company, then how about you try showing me some evidence first, huh?
Yeah, okay, I can do that. I'll send you the link to my company's website, and you can go and find where we have our board of directors listed.
I don't believe it. I mean, I don't even know what to say. But there you were as the head of the board on the website. It's all there. You even had articles posted where you'd been interviewed, and I don't understand. Why did you keep this a secret from me for so long?
Well, because I knew that if I said anything, then I would have to deal with a whole different obnoxious side of you. But if you really must know, even a lot of people in my own family don't even know what it is that I'm doing for a living right now while I'm working from home.
But then, I mean, you even had a section on the website about all of the philanthropy that you've started doing since taking over the board of directors. Did you really send all that money to Medics Without Boundaries so that they can buy more supplies every year?
Yes, of course I do. I figured that just because I can't have children of my own doesn't mean that healthy people who can have children shouldn't get the medical care that they need to make that happen. The truth is that even though I can't have children, I've actually never really wanted to have any anyways. But I've met many women with similar circumstances as me, and they've said how much they wish they could have a child. And so anyways, as someone with the resources and power to help out those in need, I figured that it was my duty to give back to the community.
But, I mean, I just had no idea about any of this at all. This is really the first time that I'm hearing about any of this, actually.
Yes, well, you were the one bragging about how many kids you've had, but you haven't mentioned once the fact that some of them came from an affair you were having behind my brother's back. And so I don't think that you're in any place to be talking down to me about how great you are when you're no saint yourself.
But please, you have to forgive me. If you tell me that you forgive me, then there's a chance that your brother might not choose to leave me. There's a chance we could work things out. Please, if you don't do this for me, then I could lose my livelihood. I could lose everything. You have to help me out here.
I really don't think that I do, and I think that you're the cause of all this damage by yourself. I don't see why I should have to help you resolve problems of your own making. Why don't you just go and be with the other father of your children?
I've tried to contact him, but he isn't picking up or answering any of my messages at all. I see that he's reading them, but he won't send me any messages back. I'm sure that he's trying to avoid me, and I really don't know what to do. That's why I really, really, really need your help right now.
And just what is it that I could even do? Frankly, I don't even want to talk to you right now.
You know, I always thought you were a really, really nice person, even while I was being so mean to you. I don't know why I treated you the way that I did, but I realize now that I really shouldn't have done that, and that I was only hurting a person who didn't deserve it at all.
Again, I really don't care what you have to say in terms of an apology. In fact, I was really thinking of suing you for libel.
Wait, what? What do you mean? Can you do something like that?
Well, I know that you've been spreading all of these horrible rumors behind my back and saying all of these things to me through text. I'm sure that you're going to have your hands full dealing with the divorce and custody fight with my brother, but you're going to have to deal with me too.
But, I mean, I didn't think that what I was doing was even that bad. I only called you an ugly, barren old woman who nobody would ever want to love or marry.
If you really thought that something like that was ever okay to say to anyone, no matter the circumstances, then I think that you're too far gone to even help. But anyway, you should know that you're just wasting your time coming from me to help. If you want out of this mess, then you're going to have to do it by yourself. Just don't involve me any longer, okay? Later that night, Lisa tried to break into my house and smack my things while I was out eating dinner with some friends. I think she was trying to intimidate me, but she completely missed all the security cameras set up in my building. After watching the security footage, the police were easily able to identify the culprit as Lisa, and they promptly arrested her for breaking and entering and destruction of property. I have no idea what she was thinking doing that, then she would only be the only suspect anyways. After being arrested, I was able to press charges, and Lisa agreed to settle out of court for a large compensatory sum. And while that and the restraining order I had placed on Lisa might have settled our business, she still had my brother to deal with. Lisa and Josh ended up divorcing, and I heard that the custody battle was quite a fierce one. It was looking as if the two children that weren't Josh's might end up going to live with Lisa, even though they were begging to stay with their siblings. But then, one night during the hearings, Lisa was spotted acting drunk and disorderly in public. She spent a night in jail after getting picked up, and that was enough for the judge to make sure she wouldn't be taking care of any of the children at all. I was already in the process of buying a bigger house for my mom and I to move into, but after the divorce, we invited Josh and his children to move in with us as well. We had a guest house built, and my mom is really enjoying helping Josh take care of the children and spending time with her grandchildren. As for me, well, Lisa basically ruined her own life, so there really wasn't even all that much for me to do. Even when I was thinking about how to punish her for all the cruel things she told others about me, she ended up breaking into my place and completely ruining her reputation. So anyways, I'm just glad that I can return to my normal life and enjoy living closer to my family. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.